the symptoms can be very misleading, because they are often symptoms that all kids get with minor illnesses or a minor injury, but suddenly, they just don't get better, and maybe they actually get a lot worse, and maybe they are given a certain treatment and it just doesn't help. There was a little boy who, just the last couple of days that came here having had strep throat, and he was treated for strep throat and didn't get better, and so 3 weeks later they swabbed him again. It still said he had strep throat. They treated him again. He just didn't get better, and after just seeming so fatigued and tired, they brought him to the ER and a blood count was checked, and his blood counts were very low. And he just had a bone marrow yesterday that shows that he has leukemia. So it doesn't have to be some huge, overt badness that that brings someone in. It could just be what would be normally a minor injury, falling off of a playground equipment or something that kids should get up and go on with. It they don't get up and go on with. Maybe they have a broken bone from it, or maybe they just have pain that won't go away. Maybe it disturbed something that started to bleed.
She had fallen backwards off of a swing. I lifted up her shirt and her belly was hard as a rock, and she looked like she was 9 months pregnant. So that's when we decided we were taking her to the ER.
It can be things like a mom giving their toddler a bath and noticing that the belly is just sticking out more than it used to stick out.
Saturday morning, Melissa went to work, and I noticed Philip holding his side, and there was a bump sticking out. I thought he injured it somehow, and it wasn't right. So I took him to the emergency room. They did an ultrasound and found it was a large mass.
It can present in lots of different ways. And again, sometimes with parents, any of us, if you're exposed to something constantly, all the time, and just think of a child who maybe is getting more and more pale, you will not perceive it if you see them constantly. It's such a gradual change that you don't really perceive that there is a change. But let grandparents come on the weekend and haven't seen him for a couple of weeks, and they'll go, "What is wrong with Johnny? Johnny looks white as a ghost." Or somebody will take a picture, and you compare a picture from here to there, and they're like, "What's happened? He doesn't look the same." And yet the parents themselves, for no fault of their own, it's just our own ability to, of adapting, don't really notice tiny little subtle changes that happen over a long period of time. But somebody who may only see that child intermittently, they may notice a big difference because of the span of time in between when they've seen them. So again, the symptoms can be quite variable depending upon the tumor, where it's located, and may be pretty subtle.